everybody. I am currently on the sleeper train from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. It's, I believe it's like a 13-hour train ride. So they put you in this like nifty little bunk compartment. And actually I was very lucky to get one because there was only two bunks left on this particular train. They say normally you should book it like 2 or 3 days in advance. I did a little last minute because I didn't know when I was going to be in Bangkok and when I wanted to go to Chiang Mai, but here I am, and it's really pretty cool. I'm excited to sleep in my little cocoon up here. So I left off with my walk to the Human Body Museum. So the walk to the museum was horrible. I walked, I think it was like a 40-minute, ended up being like a 40-minute walk. And the neighborhoods that I walked through were like, it was like the repair section of the city. Like it was like hardware stores and auto repair shops and like motorcycle repair shops and machine shops and parts, and just like every single neighborhood I kept walking through, like it just didn't change. It was just like rusty car parts and broken down cars and mechanics and grease and gasoline everywhere, and just nothing. It's definitely not a tourist area of the city, right? Like I just happened to be walking through a bunch of ugly shit. I made it to the Human Body Museum, which was actually on the campus of the local university, and it's really just two large rooms of human bodies and parts of human bodies, and they're all plastinated, just like the Body Worlds exhibits that everyone's going to. This is a permanent display, and it's for the medical students at this university. So, but the general public is invited to go. I was the only one there. Like, not only was I the only one in the like museum, the two rooms that constitute the museum, I was the only one in the entire building besides the security guard. And even though it's really well lit and it's clearly like a clinical atmosphere, and I've seen plenty of bodies, you know, in other museums and exhibits before, it was a little creepy. I'm not gonna lie, like just being alone in this completely silent, white lit room. Like the room is so bright, there's so many white lights everywhere, so you can see everything, right? And the display, like the plaques about each, you know, exhibit, the muscles, the nerves, the digestive system, like the plaques are very sparse. It's just basically like, this is what a tummy looks like, and you just figure it out, right? But the bodies are entire bodies, and they're standing up in different poses, and some of them have their muscles peeled away, and some of them have like openings so you can see all inside. And if you look up at the faces, you would swear that they're gonna look back down at you. I was creeping myself out thoroughly, but I resolved to stay because I had walked all the way there, and I wasn't going to run away at that point. And it was free. I mean, they ask for a donation on your way out the door, but they don't charge anything to get in. So it was worth going. It was cool. I got to hold a human brain. They have like a let's lift the human brain thing so you can see how heavy it is. It's pretty heavy. So that was neat. Then on the way back, I walked through more shitty neighborhoods until I finally just could not take it anymore. So over here they have, instead of Uber, they have an app that's exactly the same. It's called Grab. So I just downloaded the Grab app and booked myself a motorbike to go over to the temple that's closest to Chinatown. It's the Golden Buddha Temple. And that was like a 60 cents to get into. So, and the motorbike over there was like $1. So I got on the motorbike, went over there, climbed the stairs to the temple. They make you take your shoes off, you go in, and you like get in line to like pray to this enormous golden Buddha statue that's surrounded by these amazing decorations that are just very intricate. It's all very ornate. There's like little tiny glass mirror mosaics everywhere, and everything is gold, and it's 4 floors up, so you're on the 4th floor when you're praying to this Buddha, surrounded by flowers and offerings and incense and everything, which is really very pretty. But then you go out to the balcony around it on the 4th floor, and you look around, and like that area of the city is so fucking ugly. Like it's just, I have pictures. It's really like, it's such a weird juxtaposition. This beautiful temple with beautiful things inside, and it's so well maintained, and there's monks everywhere. Like monks stopped me on the sidewalk to like ask if they could practice their English and chit chat with me. And then one of them friended me on Facebook. There's monks everywhere. Very nice people. So yeah, but it just struck me as like a strange thing to have this beautiful temple in the middle of all this like filth and grossness. And it's not like the poverty of like Cambodia, where it's like neighborhoods and people are sort of banding together and they're all in it doing the same thing, you know, with the same culture and whatever. No, this is a city. It's like New York City, only with, you know, Japanime characters and strange signs. I don't know. Some of the shit here is weird. So yeah, that was a little depressing, but then I was like, well, it's a quick walk away from Chinatown, and I had like 2 hours to kill before I had to catch the train. So I'm like, oh, I'll run to Chinatown, see if there's any street vendors open already, and grab some food, and then run back to the hostel, grab my backpack, and go to the train station. So that's what I did. There were not really a whole lot of street vendors open, and the ones that were open, there was nobody there, like no other people buying food, and so I was not really like, I didn't feel like it was a good idea. But then there was this big, beautiful, open-air restaurant that had like slate floors and dark mahogany carvings and a koi pond in the middle, and you know, they have their menu on a stand out front. And I just kind of took a quick peek at the menu. Very, very cheap, like very reasonably priced. So I went in, I sat down, I had some spring rolls and a couple of beers. I had a chicken curry thing that was pretty good. And managed to like bolt all that down and pay the bill, and then use the Grab app again to get a taxi this time back to the hostel. Grabbed my backpack, made it to the train station, and had like 20 minutes to spare. Found my car. Here I am. So before they turn the bunks into beds, they're actually all seats. It's really cool how they put it all together. It's very like well designed. So for the first like hour that you're on the train, you sit in a seat across from your bunkmate and, you know, whatever. So as I was walking down the platform, like peeking into all the cars, like there's a ton of like foreigners, like clearly like tourists hanging out, like going to Chiang Mai, same as me. So I'm like, oh good, like maybe I'll sit next to a bunch of people who speak English and I can make some friends and then we'll go to Chiang Mai together. Like, no, they put me in the car that was full of Thai people who all know each other. It's like a huge, you can hear them all talking out here. It's like, they're like a whole like village of people that just know each other and decided to go to Chiang Mai together. So they're all sort of like talking loudly and laughing and making jokes, and like I'm the only little white English-speaking girl among them. So that was a little annoying until this beautiful little teenage girl across the way with braces or whatever, she leaned over and she was like, she pointed to the older woman across from me and she said, she wants to know where you're from. And I said, America. And that spurred a whole conversation. So actually this girl is here with the two older ladies. One is her grandmother, one is her aunt. They're both retired nurses, and the three of them are all traveling to Chiang Mai just on holiday. And the girl ended up asking me a bunch of questions on behalf of the two older women about my travels and about me being alone and trying food and where else have I been and aren't I afraid and wow, I'm so brave and all this stuff. And it was actually kind of fun. It was like being interviewed, you know. And they were fascinated with me and like where I'm going and what I'm up to, and they both kept saying that I'm very brave and that they couldn't do what I'm doing, but they think it's really great, and they wish that they had the wherewithal to see all the things that I've seen, and they're proud of me, and they want me to keep going and to have a lot of fun. And I told the girl, you know, if she ever wants to come to America, I'll show her around, I'll be your tour guide. So all in all, not bad. Like, it wasn't quite what I was looking for as far as making friends on the train, but at least it was a way to kill an hour, you know. It was a good conversation, and I feel a little less intimidated by my car mates here. Yeah, so I am going to change into my pajamas and take out my contact lenses and put on my little eye mask and my headphones and just curl up in my little cocoon here and get as much sleep as possible. The train arrives in Chiang Mai at 7 a.m. tomorrow, so I will catch up with you guys then, I guess. Good night.